Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to check out the Amazon Luna gaming service. This gaming service enables us to actually have AAA game experience on almost any device. I'm talking about Amazon devices. I'm also talking about a Windows or a Mac PC, Android, or even an iOS device. And of course, using their controller that connects directly to Amazon over the internet, you can actually just turn on the game on your device and you're pretty much connected and ready to go in less than a minute. This is TK, and today we're going to check it out on the Azulle Mini PC Stick as well as the Byte 4 and of course my Android devices. My hope is that you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe and the bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos similar to this on the channel. As far as the packaging, let's talk about what comes in the Luna controller. The Luna controller itself comes in its own box. There's a small manual explaining to us what we need to do. If you're using it with an Android or an iOS device, you do need to download an app for the controller to work with your device. And then of course there's AA batteries in there included that you could just basically put in the controller, and then it's pre-configured out on your own account. So if you purchase it with your own account for yourself, it's pretty much ready to go. You just need to configure it to the Wi-Fi and you're pretty much set. Now, as far as what I'm going to test it with today, and I'm going to be using my Byte 4 system. Now, this is a PC or a mini PC that is fanless, and it enables us to actually have the powerful ability of using a Windows PC on a small form factor, and of course the ability of having it super quiet. What I did do in here, because it does allow me to actually upgrade, I upgraded the internal storage by adding 128 gigs of internal storage, and I also added an additional 4 gigabytes of RAM. So total out of the box was 4. I upgraded it with the second slot to 8 gigs, and that was the system that I was using, although I could have gone with as simple as the mini PC stick that Azulle sells, because this really doesn't need that much horsepower. So when we switch over to the PC, you're going to get a slightly different experience, but at the end of the day, it's the same experience across all devices.
So the first thing we need to know about Luna is that this is an online-based streaming game, meaning none of the actual processing power is going to be done on our system. This is why something like the Azulle Mini PC, the fanless PC sticks that they offer, are great, because they don't really need to have all the horsepower to run something like this. Luna is basically a beta right now, which means you need to be invited to use it. You could probably already see that if you search for the Luna controller on the Amazon store, you'll have the ability of seeing it, but if you don't have the invite where it says right here you are invited, you won't be able to purchase it. So once you are invited, you can submit a request and wait for it to actually, your turn to come up. Once that happens, you'll be able to purchase the controller, and of course you can buy it with or without the clip. I personally went without the clip, as that's the typical one that I'd like to use, and because I'm going to be using it mostly with the PC, the clip doesn't really help a lot, because that's mostly intended for smartphones. Now this will work on iOS or Android. You need to download different applications. Once you have this thing installed, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is go to Amazon.com, and it's literally a simple thing as just typing the word Luna after the slash. And that takes you straight into the Luna interface. This will need a lot of internet connection or a lot of bandwidth, so make sure you have enough bandwidth to cover what you need. First and foremost, there's two different subscriptions, one with and one without Ubisoft. Ubisoft subscription includes some of the games from Ubisoft Plus, which you'll see right there. So Ubisoft Channel Beta, you'll see that there's basically Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you have Immortals Phoenix here, Phoenix Rising. We have, again, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Far Cry 5. There's a lot more AAA games there. Assassin's Creed Origins. I'm not sure if this is the entire library of Ubisoft Plus, but I don't have that subscription. Didn't want to go in. The standard subscription is about $5.99 a month, and it does get charged as an addition. It is not part of Prime. But if you want to see exactly what your subscription includes, all you have to do is go into the library section, and it says pretty much this. These are the games that you are currently subscribed to. There's, I think, about 60 games right now, and they're adding more games, and you can scroll through them and see the different options that you're able to see. Don't quote me on the number, though. I didn't get a chance to kind of go through and count everything. And you're also able to create playlists of genres of games if you want. I didn't get a chance to set those up yet. As far as the settings and the configurations, once you have a controller, and we'll talk about that a little bit, you're able to customize the different options. So here you have the subscription base where you can see it, the purchase history, how many times have you played. You can activate one-click setting as well as also see the devices that are connected. Now this does support the Amazon Assistant with the microphone built into it, and as well as a headphone jack to be able to listen to audio through it, so you don't have to disturb other people. Parental control settings are in. You do need to turn them on, and of course you can customize the experience to basically all the different ratings, and of course limit them based on PIN, which I feel like is a very good feature that transfers over from Prime Video. By default, it links you directly to Twitch. If you have a Twitch account using Twitch Prime, this will automatically be linked. And if you want to be able to use the Ubisoft Plus library collection, you can link up your account for any pre-purchased games using that library, which is a good option for you. Feedback and of course about just come in at the end, but the most part we're going to just basically stay where we are here. One of the things that I really like about this is the fact that Control is one of the games that are listed there, and this is actually one of my favorite PC-based games that you typically need to have like an RTX video card from NVIDIA to get a decent gaming experience. And as you can see right there, I'm streaming the entire experience, and not only that, I'm also using the controller over the web. Since it's configured to my account, the beauty of the way Luna works is that you actually don't need to compare it to any device. The moment you log in or you start a session in Luna on a PC or on a mobile phone or wherever, and you have your Luna controller connected to the Wi-Fi already, when you first set it up, when you first get the controller out of the box, it pretty much recognizes it automatically. So my connection, as you've seen right now in this gameplay of basically Control, is all done via Wi-Fi, and it actually is very playable. The latency is very good, well, actually very low, which means it's very good. As far as using it over Bluetooth, I found that there was some issues with it. I felt like the Wi-Fi connectivity was always a better situation because it's always ready. One of the things that it'll do when you load the system, if you have a controller, it'll automatically say loading controller and you can use it. And when you're exiting, you do need to use a keyboard and mouse on a PC. That's one of the differences when you're using it on a PC. You do still need to use a keyboard and mouse. Now, that doesn't mean you cannot play certain games with a keyboard and mouse, like here with the tennis games, the AO Tennis 2 that we have in here. As you're setting it up or you're logging in, it gives you information as to how to play it on a keyboard and mouse, the keyboard mapping, as well as the controller mapping, so you have a choice of playing it either way. I did find that you're able to basically get the best experience using the controller. It's not that expensive. I think $50 for a controller that is this good. Also, just for reference, it works over USB-C. If you don't want to set it up online, you want to get the best experience and you have a USB connection, you can always connect it straight into the system and use it as a controller for any game that you want to play. Now, they do have a few options as to how to be able to pick it up, but at the end of the day, what I feel like Luna right now is providing is the ability of enjoying streaming games from Amazon on almost a magnitude of devices. So be it a Fire Stick, Amazon device, or be it standard like a mini PC, like the Azulle mini PC sticks. Those are very small, very budget-friendly devices that work as a very nice portable PC that are fanless. And of course, the experience just gets expanded now that we can actually play AAA games on this. Again, Control is a very system-intensive based game that if you play this game and you've ever tried it on a PC, you know how much you have to upgrade your PC to be able to get things running. One of the other things I also want to mention is that in a system, if you're looking at a game or you're basically looking at different selections of it, it automatically shows us the Twitch streams that are featuring this game. So if somebody's streaming, obviously Control right now on Twitch, you'll be able to see the different live feeds and log into those, and of course enjoy. It's basically all-rounded experience based in the Amazon ecosystem.
And as you saw there on the PC, it actually works quite well. You literally just go into the browser, go into amazon.com/Luna, and you're pretty much set and ready to go. Depending on the subscription that you have, you'll see the different controls and the different options that you have in there. One of the other options that I really enjoyed doing here is using it on my mobile phone. And here it gets a little bit different because it's not compatible with everything, and there is a list of compatible devices. The short version is it needs Chrome as a browser, and it needs to be version 86 or later. So as long as you're using Chrome and it's updated to the latest version, you should be able to use it. And because of the controller app and the way the controller is connected to the account over the internet, you never have to set up the actual controller directly to the device that you're using. All you have to do is make sure you're in there, you can activate it, and then as you see right there, I'm playing, I think it was called Drift as a game, and it was pretty simple and very easy, and the latency was almost minimal, like not even noticeable. You can use it directly by using a USB-C to USB Type A connection to a PC. That works as well for almost no latency at that point. But if you want to use it over Bluetooth, I feel like that's going to be one of the last things, as it's not as consistent as, believe it or not, the Wi-Fi connection. So all in all, currently, Luna is still in beta, and it is about $5.99 for the base account, which is the one I have. If you do link it up with your Ubisoft account, obviously you'll have access to a much larger library of games. For me, I was very excited to see that Control was one of the games that was in there because of the fact Control is actually a very system-intensive type of a game, and typically my system, either the Byte 4 or even the Azulle mini PC stick, would not have been able to run that. They're powerful enough systems to do general day-to-day activity like browsing, editing, emailing, and checking the internet. Those things are typical, and this is very nice for what they offer in the small form factor that they offer us. But again, Using Luna gives us the ability of expanding this entire ecosystem and of course allows us to actually enjoy it even more. So at the end of the day, if you're looking to check out Luna, this is simple. You need to sign up on Amazon's website and of course wait for the invitation to come in. Once you receive that invite, you can sign up, and of course from there, if you have that, you'll be able to purchase the controller. You cannot buy the controller separately ahead of time. And then at that point, you're pretty much set. You could use it, play with it, check it out, and if you can, pick out whichever subscription that you'd like. Let me know what you guys think of this. Is this something that you guys are excited about? I think Amazon providing a service like this is very, very nice. I love the fact that it is super simple, super easy to use. Once you have the controller connected to your account wirelessly via the internet, it really becomes very simple. I can use my PC, my Mac, my phone, my iOS or Android phone, and I never have to set up the actual controller. This is easy. It's out of the box. I literally just turn on the game and start playing, and it tells me my controller's connected and everything works out great. You do need to have obviously a fast internet connection to be able to handle that much bandwidth, but that I felt like was more, this is kind of a given at the beginning of this. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for the support. Like and subscribe as usual. And of course, I'll see you guys in the next one.